Office 365 has a lot of applications, and it is easy to kind of get turned around a little bit on exactly which application you're using. So today we're going to just walk through this application window right here. Notice I've selected down here, and we're going to walk through kind of SharePoint and the different lists, different sites within that SharePoint environment. So stay tuned. We're going to jump right to it. So here when you're looking at Office 365 and you've opened up office.com, you come into a screen probably that looks something like this. To get to all apps, you can do one of two things. You can click on the waffle, which sometimes, depending upon your browser and where you're at, may not show everything. And then you've got this Office queue here as well. The way I like to do it is go right down here to the very bottom. You see that where it says all apps? Click on that. And now I've got that tab opened. And I keep that tab open so that I can navigate through the Office 365 suite. So the next thing we're going to look at is understanding SharePoint and how to use SharePoint in the environment, because there's a lot of different things with SharePoint as well. So let's go ahead and we're going to right click on this and say open a new tab, and it's going to open up our SharePoint sites. Now notice here that we have multiple sites. See how it says frequent site, news from sites? See, these are the different sites that we have within SharePoint. You can also see these sites listed here. I can show all of them, all, right? If I wanted to see everything, I could click on all and see them in this view, or I can go back and see them in this view. Now, this is important because if you're creating documents or lists, you need to make sure you remember where you put them and in what SharePoint site. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a trick on how to find data across all of your SharePoint sites. So there's a couple ways to do that. But let's go in and just create a list and look at documents, and we're just going to do personal. So if we click on personal, now we come in to SharePoint where we can see things like documents, our lists are all here. We also have here site contents. So these are our standard documents and these are our lists. So if we wanted to go to documents, we can click on documents, and now you can see all of your documents are appearing in this screen. But notice here, you still have your lists and they're appearing in this screen as well. So if we wanted to go home, I could just hit home and go there. And if we wanted to look at all of our lists, we can see a lot of them here, but not necessarily all of them. If we click on site contents, now we can see all of our lists. See all the lists there? We can see how many records are in each one of them. And then we can edit their content, we can edit their settings here by clicking on the ellipsis, or we can click on the list itself and go in and see the list itself. Sometimes they're here in on the left menu here, but sometimes they're not. So kind of remember that this site contents is your friend. Now, let's say that you're in SharePoint and you're not sure where something is and you need to go back. To go back, we're just going to click on SharePoint right here. Once we click on SharePoint, we're going back to that screen again, and we can find everything within that screen. Now, we can also search here, comments, and it's going to go down and it's going to show us everything where we have comments. Now, comments obviously is a generic term, but here you can see this is in the personal site, this is in general tasks, okay, personal. So you can kind of see over different areas where comments appears. Okay, so we just want to make sure that we understand where all of those are and where we can see those. One last tip, as I told you I would show you, is that we can see a lot of things by using this product called Delve right here. And Delve allows us to see files within our environment. So let's just say here that we're back to our personal SharePoint. We have a document in there. Let's see if we can find it. Book 2022. Let's see if we can find that. So if we go over to Delve and we type in search book 2022 and hit go, We're going to see if we can find that. Now notice here it tells me I have this on my OneDrive, and sure enough, right there in personal, that's saying I have it in my personal SharePoint. It's theirs. I already have this also inside general tasks. So very easy to find things, and that's how you kind of navigate and look around SharePoint, understanding what the lists are and how you can place documents and lists within that environment.